Hi everybody, this is a quick introduction of APM40 emergency phone. APM40 is an analog emergency phone with integrated multiplexer system. It's used in disaster situations like earthquakes, floods, and so on by services like disaster task forces, civil protection, humanitarian organizations, fire brigades, and so on. All you need is a pair of twisted copper steel wire and several APM40 telephone terminals. You can have a network of up to 40 units on one line, which can be up to 7 kilometers long. System can handle 7 simultaneous full duplex voice connections or 1 full duplex conference call for up to 10 users. This is how it looks in practice. Open the lid. On its inner side you'll find a quick instruction guide. Insert 6A batteries or connect external power source to red binding posts. It's recommended that you use connection terminal for connecting to the line. Insert the 2 lines of the main wire in the designated grooves. Then close the lid until it hooks in place. Take another 2-line wire and connect the binding post and connector terminal with the black post on the phone. Now switch it on. It takes about 80 seconds for unit to initialize. Pay attention to the color of LED indicator. It should blink green. If it blinks orange, then either line is too short or disconnected in its close vicinity. If no other unit is recognized on the line, at the end of network initialization, unit indicates that with 10 red flashes and then goes to standby. For normal selective call, press the on key, dial 2-digit ID of desired user. In the handset you hear ringing tone. Called user answers by pressing the on key. Conversation is limited to 3 minutes, but you can extend it once to another 3 minutes by pressing the on key after hearing conversation expire tone. Volume setting is done by pressing and holding plus or minus keys respectively. It takes about 4 seconds to set volume from minimum to maximum. You can also use speaker instead of handset or both. You switch from handset to speaker or vice versa by pressing and holding key 7 for 2 seconds. If you press 7 again shortly, you'll hear voice both on speaker and on handset. Terminate connection by pressing standby button. If call is urgent, but call user is busy, then users with commander status can make priority emergency call in order to reach him. The procedure is identical to the procedure of a normal selective call, except for the need to press the priority key after hearing the busy tone. The two already in conversation are notified about incoming priority call and have 10 seconds to end their conversation, otherwise the call will be redirected on its own after 10 seconds. Conference call is made by consecutively pressing following keys: on, conference, then up to 9 IDs of conference members, and conference again. It can take up to 25 seconds for conference to initialize properly and before phone starts to call conference members. Commander unit has a possibility to call all units on the network at once or make so-called broadcast call by pressing 82. Basically, this is a one-way communication. Called units can only listen. Only 2 users are allowed to reply to commander by pressing and holding the conference key. Normally, you can extend your APM network on line distances of up to 7 kilometers. But if you go beyond that range, or if users are too far apart for acceptable quality of connection, they can call each other over repeater. Repeater in this case is ordinary unit configured as repeater and placed possibly somewhere in the middle between users. Suppose gray user wants to reach brown user via blue repeater unit. Blue unit was previously configured to repeater mode. He just adds prefix 9 before dialing ID of desired user. Blue unit, which is ordinary unit set to repeater mode, will now act as a repeater, and call will be established through a repeater. Unit will indicate that with orange flashing of its set indicator, and for the duration of a call, it's inaccessible for other units. Otherwise, when not in use as a repeater, it acts like ordinary user unit. Of course, you're not limited to communication just within your network. By means of interface unit, You can connect your units on APM network with another APM network, or with public or private telephone network, or with radio. If a user from a network wishes to reach a user on public or private telephone network, he simply calls interface unit, chooses interface towards central office or private branch exchange in this case by pressing 2, and dials user's telephone number ending with a hash key. If a user from a network wishes to reach a radio user, he simply calls interface unit and then chooses interface towards radio by pressing 3. In conversation, press push to talk button on handset when talking and release it when listening. You can configure system parameters, switch between operating modes, or update firmware by simply connecting with USB on unit, enter password, and open configuration application.